Bear down, Bears fans. Oh my goodness, do we have some breaking news in the NFL, breaking news with the Chicago Bears, breaking news everywhere. Things that we would think that we thought we were going to get, didn't get, and then when you have a trade like we did yesterday, came out of absolutely nowhere. Wow. Let's start with our center that we lost. Obviously, we lost Drew Dahlman, sudden retirement at age 27, was ranked the seventh best center. And when you lose that type of caliber player, it's a major shock to the system. We spent a lot of money on the interior line last year, which obviously we reaped the rewards with Ben Johnson's offense. In the running game, as well as protecting Caleb Williams. It certainly worked when you have Joe Thuney, Drew Dahlman, and Jonah Jackson in the middle. You have an all-pro right tackle in Darnell Wright. It doesn't help that we lost Ozzie Trapillo in the playoffs, a patella tendon tear. So we had to do something. And quite frankly, I thought we were going to go get some elite center. Tyler Lindenbaum was in the discussions. You had Biotic as well, and Cushenberry was there, but we decided to go trade for the Patriots center Garrett Bradbury. And I was talking last night on some lives. Talked to a Patriots fan who knows, really knowledgeable about the offensive line play. He really struggled in terms of being around players that just weren't at the caliber of NFL starting offensive lineman. And although I'll say this, Garrett Bradbury, he was ranked around 15th to 16th as a center. Again, PFF can grade in different ways. But at the end of the day, he gave up 0 sacks during the regular season. He gave up 0 penalties during the regular season as well. He did give up 2 sacks in the playoffs. He did have 20 pressures allowed, but you put him beside Joe Thuney, the all-pro left tackle, as well as Jonah Jackson. I think Garrett Bradbury's going to be just fine. We also have Luke Newman as the backup center. Or Luke Newman can compete for the starting job in training camp. So we'll see what happens. I do believe the Bears are going to draft a center as well. In the draft. I'm looking at the center from Iowa. He looks like an absolute dog. But again, I think that's going to be more of a mid-round draft consideration for the Chicago Bears. Speaking of drafts, boy, we had traded away DJ Moore, got a second-round pick. That changes a lot for the Chicago Bears. All is not lost, my friends. There's obviously, we got rid of Tremaine Edmonds, we got rid of DJ Moore, but I want to focus on the wide receiver squad real quick. Roman Dunze, it's time for him to step up, making catches, being that elite number 1 wide receiver that you're drafted to be. This is year 3. I usually give guys about 3 years in the NFL to see if they're going to pan out or not. Roman Dunze last year started out on fire. Stress fracture, obviously hurt him during the end of the regular season, came back in the playoffs, still was injured. You can really tell. Hopefully this offseason he'll get healthy and become that absolute dynamic wide receiver that we know he can be. And the loss of DJ Moore, he was obviously played 16, 17 games during the regular season for us. He was always on the field making plays. Obviously, the play that he had on Mixon to end the Green Bay game was outstanding. And then he also caught another game-winning touchdown pass against the Green Bay as well. But at the end of the day, look, with that kind of salary cap, you've got to go. I'm sorry. But if you're going to give us a second-round pick, it certainly lessens the blow of DJ Moore leaving. But like I said, we have a lot of holes, Chicago Bear fans. We have a lot of holes. We still need a left tackle. We did, obviously address this center situation. So I'm not overly concerned about that. I think we have enough depth as well. I like Jordan McFadden as well. I talked to this kid when he's plugged in right beside Joe Thuney as guard. I think he showed him his own. I think he did very well. Maybe they give him a little opportunity on the left tackle side. Dan Rochar is an outstanding offensive line coach. I don't think we're going to have any issues whatsoever. And again, hopefully things just continue to just move over, move these guys around, develop some chemistry. And but in terms of Bradbury, look, this to me is a Joe Thuney play. Joe Tooney and Bradbury were teammates at NC State. And, I think this is going to make Joe Tooney feel comfortable. You're going to put Bradbury next to Joe Tooney, again, an all pro guard. Here we go, buds. So make him feel comfortable. I think Bradbury's going to be just fine. I think he's going to be, trust me, I think he's just going to be just fine. Now, he's got to develop, relationship with Caleb Williams. Obviously, that quarterback center exchange is so important. And also, Caleb Williams has a little bit different cadence. And the reason why I say that is, the guys on the offensive line, if you remember in the offseason, they really struggled with, basically prior to the snap penalties, because I think Caleb Williams' cadence was off. And a lot of the guys didn't know or hear Caleb Williams and his cadence, but that got way better as the season progressed. I think Caleb became more assertive, and he's just going to have to work with Bradbury in the offseason and get that all straightened out. So all is not lost whatsoever. Now, the Bears were obviously a big part of the talks with Maxx Crosby. Maxx Crosby is now a Baltimore Raven. Now, there's a lot of chatter online, a lot of trash talk online about the Chicago Bears not getting Maxx Crosby. And to be honest with you, I'm not that upset about it. I am not going to give up 2 first-round picks. Dallas was a part of it, and found out that the Jaguars were a part of that negotiation as well. The Bears have already done this. The Bears did this for Khalil Mack. It was okay. I mean, it could have been better. But Adam Schefter had put out a list of all the two first-round picks for talent, and quite frankly, I'm not impressed with that list whatsoever. Of which the Bears were on that list twice with Jay Cutler as well as Khalil Mack, and we know how that ended. I am not giving 2 first-round picks for Maxx Crosby, just not. I would have offered him a first and a second, and if you didn't like it, we're moving on. Again, we have a ton of draft capital, and we're going to talk about draft here in just second. But at the end of the day, even if we did give 2 first-round picks to the Las Vegas Raiders, it still wouldn't have been good enough, because the Baltimore Ravens picked 14th and we picked 25. By default, we would have lost that trade anyway. No harm, no foul. I wish Maxx Crosby the best in Baltimore. Hope it works out. They've got Jesse Minter, a dynamic defensive coach. I wish him the best. I mean, they're going to be nasty. There's no doubt about it. How about Joe Burrow? Can you imagine Joe Burrow waking up this morning going, wait a minute, I got to face Myles Garrett, Maxx Crosby, and TJ Watt twice a year? I mean, I'd be like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and put in my NFL retirement paperwork. I feel sorry for Joe Burrow, but at the end of the day, man, you did go and play for the Bengals. You get what you deserve. But in terms of the Chicago Bears, look, we're okay. A lot of anxious Bears fans out there. We're going to be okay. I trust Ben Johnson. I trust Dennis Allen. I trust Ryan Poles. They know what we need. They're going to fill those holes. And now that we have cap space to do so, you can go get a Khalil Mack. You can go get a Trey Hendrickson. You can go get a Dafe Awe from the Chargers, who's going to be released. So I think there's something coming, or even a Jalen Phillips. You're going to get somebody, obviously, to fill the edge position. They're not just going to put Austin Booker back out there. They're not going to just put a rookie out there. But at the end of the day, you're going to have a balance, put somebody on the opposite side of Montez Sweat. And just hold on, be patient, Bears fans. It's coming. We're going to be just fine. Now, in terms of the draft, guys, look, in terms of the draft, we picked number 25. I see the Chicago Bears, to be honest with you, trading down or even out of the first round. You might have a boring first round NFL draft day, and the Bears might not make a pick. They might just load up in the second round, load up in the third round, and fill a bunch of holes. And there's such a deep defensive tackle draft and a edge draft that I think, again, we're going to be just fine. If they were to pick number 25, a lot of the names are coming out that would be available for the Chicago Bears would be either a Caleb Banks or a Caden McDonald or a Peter Woods. I'll take any one of those three. But I think the most important thing that the Bears need to address is that defensive interior line. You need to push through the A and B gaps. You need that guy to be the 3 tech on this defense. We have not had a 3-tech on this defense since Tommy Harris back in 2006, that Super Bowl year. You need a good 3-tech that is young, dynamic, can plug the holes, and can stop the run game. And yes, rush the passer up the middle. That frees up your edges, that frees up your linebackers. But we need that guy to be in the middle. And I think Caden McDonald would be great. Again, Peter Woods or Caleb Banks, I'm good with any of those three. Going in the second round, that's where you need to address the edge position. Maybe a Zion Young would be available at that time. You have, just an array of outstanding talent on the defensive edge position that will fall to the second round. I see the Bears really attacking the edge position in the second round. Not only that, we do have Buffalo, number 60 pick. We have 56 in 60. You go linebacker. If Jacob Rodriguez happens to fall to 60, you run to the podium. You give him the ticket and you pick up Jacob Rodriguez. I would be thrilled. You have Anthony Hill Jr. from Texas, but a linebacker I think is going to be definitely needed. And then you could address in the third round our pick, and it looks like the NFL might be caving, and rightfully and dutifully so, give us that third round compensatory pick. You address the safety position there in the third round, and then you go get your center that you could put behind Garrett Bradbury in the late third round. Again, I like the kid from Iowa. If he's going to be there, and then you can fill in your needs, maybe a wide receiver, maybe you'll pick up a left tackle or some kind of swing tackle in the later rounds. But at the end of the day, guys, we're going to be just fine. We have so much draft capital we can work with. Our day was not yesterday. I was on a live at 9:00 at night. We were sitting around talking about, the whole trading thing. We picked up the center. We're talking about the center, and all of a sudden the big news drops while we're in the live, and people were kind of freaking out that we did not get Maxx Crosby. But I think we are going to be fine. And I think, again, our day was not last night. Our day would be the end of April on draft day. It's going to be exciting. But Bears fans, there's a lot more content coming out. Subscribe and like to Motion Sports Network. Just hit that button. So easy to do. You can hit the alert, get notices, and all that good stuff. We're going to be doing some giveaways and all that good stuff. But be a part of the YouTube crowd. You can also see me on TikTok at Motion Sports Network. Be happy to have you. I'll chat with you and all that good stuff. But bear down, y'all. It's going to be a great time. A busy off season. More to come. Take care.